So, because the end of the year is drawing to a close, I thought I would kind of make a tier listing of games that I've played throughout the year, and there's quite a bit of them.
Yeah, it's been a busy year.
There's some stuff on here for 2023, like Tears of the Kingdom and like Spider-Man 2. I have God of War Ragnarok, which came out in 22 or 23, but I finished playing it last year. I got to do the DLC, so like DLC stuff I count as new content, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And we have the tier listings of I would, I finished the game, I would play it again. I need to finish it. I haven't started it. Games I have started, haven't played it enough to like make a judgment on it. We have played it, didn't want to finish it, wasn't my cup of tea, and not worth your time at all. And this includes, because obviously I'm a YouTuber, this includes the stuff I played for my channel and live streams this year too.
Right.
And because you were here for...
I watched everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you will have an opinion. So what this is going to be is we're going to say what we liked about the game, what we didn't, and go from there basically, and then give it a fair ranking.
Okay, sounds good.
Between the two of us. So we're gonna start with Cat Quest 2.
Why are you starting with number 2?
Okay, fine.
Well, you played them in order.
We will start. That's Cat Quest 3. Where's Cat Quest 2 on here?
Next, that one.
Oh.
There.
Okay, fine. We'll start with the original Cat Quest.
Yes, because we had no idea what to expect with it.
No,
we were told it was a cute game, and that was it.
When I was working at my retail job before swapping over to the new job I got a few months ago, one of my co-workers suggested that I play Cat Quest. And it went on sale for, like, what, $7
Something
it was?
Something like that, yeah. It was cheap enough you bought it, yeah.
And I didn't know anything about this game. All I knew was it was an RPG, and I tried it, and it didn't really hook me at first, but by the end, it was super fun.
It was really cute, though, all the cat puns.
Yeah, it had cat puns, it had great RPG mechanics. I'm a platinum hunter, as a lot of people know me as. I like collecting platinum trophies. I don't like BS platinum trophies, or like super arbitrarily difficult ones for no reason, and this platinum trophy was pretty straightforward. You just play the game.
I like the graphics in it because it was like simple enough. It wasn't overwhelming in your face or anything.
Right, like, yeah, the graphics were a combination of the old like sprite based stuff from the 90s and 2000s, but it gives also a 3D vibe to it too. It was like a 3D pixel, like up-res pixelated type stuff. The entire map was flat.
And it wasn't all like dark or anything like that.
Yeah, it was just, you're a cat, go do a quest.
Yeah.
So I would put this in, I finished it and would play it again.
Yeah.
I would 100% go back. It only took like 10 hours to fully platinum. And I have been in love with games I could finish within a weekend.
Yeah. You did that one on the PlayStation, and that's good enough that I'm probably going to do it next.
So, I think Cat Quest 2, everything from the original has pretty much...
It carried over.
Carried over. The one thing I can add is I like the fact that it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
So that was fun, and having two cats kind of changed up the gameplay. You could do stuff you couldn't in the original. So we're also going to throw that into, actually, I would replay it again.
Yeah.
Sadly, for Cat Quest 3, I haven't started it.
Oh, no.
I bought it because it was on sale for Black Friday. I'm overwhelmed with games right now.
Yeah.
So... I haven't been able to start it.
Definitely will play it, though.
But I will play it, and I'm probably going to like it. It's
probably.
More just Cat Quest.
Yeah.
Now, Disney...
You're a cat person, anyway.
Disney's Dreamlight Valley, I was recommended by a friend of mine, and she loves the game. I'm going to throw this in. I haven't played enough of it yet to give my honest opinion, but from, like, the tutorial, it's Animal Crossing.
Right.
But Disney.
So
I'm probably going to end up really liking it because
I'm a Disney fan, so yeah.
Goat Simulator.
That was just ridiculously funny.
I started Goat Simulator and I need to finish it because it's just wacky hijinks.
It is. It's funny.
Oh my god. You can tongue cause and people drag them around.
That just sounds so
I know.
awful.
I know.
Bad. But it's true. You just stick your tongue to things
and cause mischief.
Here I go.
I will be finishing it. Now, God of War Ragnarok. For those of you that know me, in 2023, I ended up being homeless for a little bit, and before I got into the apartment I'm in now. So I never got to experience the DLC of this game. So I want to finish the DLC, and that's kind of what I was going into beforehand, is even though I've already beaten this game, because the DLC is something new and I haven't experienced it yet, I have to rebuy the game. I will be finishing it at some point, but I have beat the game, and the base game was fantastic. It's just more God of War. Tales of Arise. I need to finish this game. I started it when it came out back in 2022. Life got a hold of me, and it just never ended up finishing it. I got like a third of the way through it.
That's the one I've only like looked at the characters. I haven't watched you play anything on it.
But you've seen me play like other Tales games.
Other Tales, yeah.
And you know of the Tales franchise. So it's a good game from what I've played. I will be finishing it. And the platinum's pretty straightforward. Hyrule Warriors. I have beaten the base game.
I have not.
Now, because of the way Hyrule Warriors is, you can either classify it as I need to finish it because I haven't beaten all the maps and I haven't 100%ed it, or we could classify it as I would replay it again because I finished the main story. Because of all the
think of this,
because of all the DLC and everything, to 100% Hyrule Warriors, it's gonna be like 1,000+ hours.
You have a lot of hours. In that
the game not the game theorist, the completionist Gerard. He did, I think his max time to finish it was like 1,200 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
The game's just Dynasty Warriors, but with Zelda characters, and it's a hack and slash.
It's fantastic.
And it's fun, and if you feel like playing a game, but you don't really want to think about playing a game...
I mean, there's a story to it, but no, kill.
Yeah, you just decimate entire squads and you power stuff up, and I'm at the grind point of the game.
Right, yeah.
So do you think we should put this in I need to finish it, or do you think I would replay it because I've technically beaten the main story? How would you... This one's kind of hard to classify for me.
Yeah, because you're a trophy hunter.
So you would put it as I need to finish it then?
That, for you, yeah.
Okay. Because, again, Hyrule Warriors...
I mean, you're still playing it, so, yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing it.
I think it's replay worthy, other than the amount of time it takes to 100% it.
It came out in 2017, so I've been trying to 100% it since 2017.
Yeah.
Bluey the video game.
That was so stinking cute.
Just short, sweet, to the point. I beat it. I would replay it again. I like Bluey. I think most adults like Bluey.
Yeah.
It was a fun, simple little platinum that I just kind of kicked back for like 2 hours and just played the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, I got the PS5 versions platinum. I'm probably gonna go back and double dip on it because it was fun.
Just a silly, simple little, water the flowers or bounce the balloon.
It was literally just do said task and play the level. 2 hours. So
you don't have to overthink. Just do it.
I like coming home from a stressful day and just playing it.
Kind of like unpacking. Unpacking is another one.
Yes, which gets me to the other one. Unpacking would be another one that I would replay the game again.
Yeah.
Because you just unpack and you go through this character's life, and it actually has an in-depth story. You see this person that you're playing as go from starting out as a kid, progressing through to adult life, and you see she was an athlete. She got some kind of chronic injury or illness because you see medicine start to pile up, and you see her retiring like rock climbing, and she used to like running and stuff, and you see that slowly go away.
You were so funny because you kept like, oh, this is, a PlayStation, or this is whatever game system, or it was like exciting opening the stupid boxes
and like finding a place for it to go, and like the trophies were like arbitrary, like set up all the coffee stuff you need in certain levels to get a trophy, or
put the stuff in the drawer,
put the toaster a toaster in the bathtub. That one was funny.
You can't put something on top of the fridge or whatever.
Yeah, no, that spatula doesn't go on top of the fridge. You can put it on the stove or in the drawer, but it doesn't go on top of the fridge. Come on now, what kind of barbarian are you? And well, me having OCD, it tickled.
It really did, yeah.
To make my apartments perfect.
Yeah.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. I know this game is quite old, but I have replayed it fully. I replayed it in 2023, and I did do another playthrough in 2024.
Yep.
And that right there just speaks out. I would play it again.
Obviously.
It is such a well-crafted remake, and for Pokemon, that says something.
Yeah.
That.
You are a ginormous Pokemon fan. You know what's good and what isn't.
And this is something I would throw into the actual good category.
Yeah.
My name is Mayo. Let's see.
I did not watch you on that one.
I don't have a category for games I played and don't want to pick up again.
I don't know. Won't finish.
No, because I beat all three. I got the
finished,
platinums on all three. I just wouldn't replay it.
Yeah, just leave that at the bottom then.
I guess we'll put it in. I would replay it because I didn't think that one through. Because that's the only niche category. Like
Right.
the shovelware games. They were fun.
Yeah.
Like they actually have a story. It's not like the jumping pizza where you just jump 1,000 times.
Yeah.
They actually have a cohesive story. So I not something I would replay again, but like for anyone else, you could and have fun. Spider-Man 2. I did end up getting the platinum. I started it, got almost done with it before I became homeless in 2023. I actually got the platinum this year.
Yep.
So I would replay the game again.
I would watch that again.
While the game's not perfect, and I see a lot of flaws with it, and the price point of it for what it was isn't something I agree with.
Yeah.
It's still a well-crafted game. Trials of Mana. I need to finish this game. I started it. I bought it in 2022. Again, life got a hold of me. It's the remake from, what was it? Trials of Mana came out in 1996. 6
I can't even
for the
remember.
Super Nintendo. So it's Trials of Mana, it's just with a new coat of paint, and I've beaten the game before.
Okay.
But because this is a remake with updated graphics and stuff,
Gotcha. Yeah.
I need to finish the game.
Okay.
Tunic. I haven't played enough of Tunic to give my opinion on it. It looks
it's
fun.
Cute.
It looks fun. It's PlayStation's answer to Zelda, basically.
Yeah.
Echoes of Wisdom. Also haven't played enough to give an opinion on it.
I like what we've done so far.
I do like the echo mechanic of stuff, and you've seen me look at puzzles and beat them in ways that you're not supposed to be able to.
Funny. It really is.
Like it scratches that itch of, I know I can do this if I try.
Yeah.
So I have beaten the first boss. I've gotten the ability to transform into Link and fight with a sword. So I've 2-3 hours into it, I would say.
Probably. Well, yeah.
About 2-3 hours. So from what I've played, I've liked. I just haven't played enough of it to like, well, I won't replay this, or I don't want to finish it. Or,
No, so far
I've beat it.
Just have to finish, yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely something I would.
It's different from other Zelda games. I mean, the puzzle aspect is different even.
I love the fact that it harpens back to like old style Zelda. It's a gigantic puzzle game.
Yeah.
And I like it. Tears of the Kingdom. Not worth your time, in my opinion.
I'm just not even gonna say anything on it.
I have not played it. As a lot of people know, and I've been very boisterous about this over the years, I do not like Breath of the Wild. I do not like the Switch Zelda games. I don't find them to be actual Zelda games. I find them to be Skyrim clones.
Echoes.
Yup, up until Echoes of Wisdom. I think that's a good compensation of the two.
Yeah.
I do not like Breath of the Wild. I have tried to go back for many, many years and play it. I get a couple hours into it, put it down. It's just not my thing. So Tears of the Kingdom wasn't even on my radar.
Is that the one though that I can't remember if that's when you said the graphics were okay on it?
No, that's Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Okay.
Yeah, no. I don't find either of the Switch Zelda games, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I don't like their graphical style. It's a mix of like cell shading and like hyper realistic like Twilight Princess.
Okay.
I don't like either, so.
There's so many Zelda games, I can never remember which one we talk about.
Not all through time.
Okay.
Now, for Minecraft, because there is no beating Minecraft ever.
No.
I have a lot of series of Minecraft stuff on my YouTube channel. And this one right...
Minecraft for 10 years.
Yeah, this one is Asgard. This is my 10-year-old map that I've been working on live streams. So with that being said, I've broken up like the actual like toll videos where I do changes and the actual live streams, and my Paradise Island series I've split up into 3 separate things because I classify what I do on YouTube as games played.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, I would obviously replay Minecraft. I continue to play on the map repeatedly. It's just how it is. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I need to finish the game.
But I thought you're not going to finish.
No, I'm not going to platinum it, but I am going to beat it.
Okay.
I would classify beating the main story.
We should have categorized this better.
No, it's fine.
Platinum and just beat.
Yeah, no, because by definition, that's like a completion thing.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, most people would classify beating it as beating the main story.
Yeah.
And while the reason why I'm not going for the platinum is it's a 200-hour grind fest.
Yeah.
And like, there's a couple simulator battles that are just so off the wall, unfair, and disgusting. And it takes like 35 minutes to get to the part where you can be instantly wiped out and have to do it again. And I'm ever since Final Fantasy VII Remake Simulator and that trophy and getting one-hit KO'd by Bahamut, the summon, countless times and stressing about it, I'm just not going to bother with it.
Grindy gamers, but that's just beyond.
That's beyond my patience level. It's a good game so far. I absolutely cracked up laughing when Cloud grabbed the umbrella during the beach fight.
Yeah.
Like, it harpens back to the fact that everyone takes Final Fantasy VII so serious nowadays, and they don't realize that the original OG Final Fantasy VII was an odd game full of stupid stuff like that.
Even before that, like way back Nintendo days, Final Fantasy was different. It just
like you had a fighter that punched enemies to death.
Yeah, your weapon was a claw or whatever.
Your fist, or
Yeah.
And like people forget the OG Final Fantasy VII. Barrett has a gun for an arm.
Right.
Tifa punches robots to death. Like, even if we, dispain the belief of you can't punch metal to death, Cloud carries a soul that's the same size as him, made out of metal.
Yeah, it's definitely fantasy.
So beating something to death with a beach umbrella fits into it.
It does, yeah.
It's a charming game. I do have to finish it. I don't like some of the side missions. Like the card game, I forget what it's called. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that one didn't do it for me.
There's a piano mini game that no. No.
Yeah, that one's not for you.
And that's one of the trophies, and just no. So
yeah.
I will be completing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I have heard that the story ends really good, and the third one should be great. So.
Nice.
Palworld!
Yes.
I will play it again.
Yes. I will play it right now.
I've been waiting to talk about this. So, with the recent controversy of Nintendo and suing Palworld and trying to get it shut down, and I have videos on my channel about that.
Yes.
And with that being said, I've stated in those videos that I am a humongous Palworld fan.
I didn't think we were gonna be.
No, I went into the game when it got announced for PlayStation during, what was it? It was September, right? The September Direct. Yeah. I was at my new job by then.
So, yeah, I think it was
October then.
September, October, whatever.
Yeah. So, I'm like, okay, this has been on my Steam wish list. It's on PlayStation now. I don't know if my laptop, which is like 5 years old at this point, 5, 6 years old, would run it. So I bought it for the PlayStation. And I went into it thinking, like everyone, Pokemon with guns. Okay, I'm gonna play this. It's gonna be meme fodder. I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit.
It was so much more than Pokemon with
I
guns.
ended up sinking almost 150 hours in it within a month.
It was so much fun.
I sunk, like, it, with me, it takes a lot for me to sit down on a day off for an 8-hour session of a game.
No, that was.
Like, it was a point where I was pushing streaming off.
Yeah.
And doing shoulder streams and shoulder videos because I wanted to go back and play Pale World. And I made Pale World fun because every Pale I caught, I tried to find a corresponding Pokemon to name it after.
There was nothing really, really frustrating that would stop you in the game.
The only problem I had was it was really buggy. Like, you could climb, you thought you would be climbing up a mountain and then suddenly you're just climbing on nothing.
Yeah.
I felt the stamina was a bit too low, even maxed out.
I didn't think it was bad. I don't like that whole mechanic of stamina and weight.
Yeah, the weight, I felt like things weighed you down too much. And like flying pails had stamina attached to them, so they could only fly up in the air and then they would drop to the ground. And if you were up on top of a high mountain, they would drop to the highest peak where they could regain stamina. I think flying mounts should have just not had stamina attached to them.
On the other hand, that's the way you game. You don't always take the easiest path because you like exploring places.
Right. And like when there's a trait that says infinite stamina, I expect the stamina bar to not exist, not cut your stamina by like 50%, so you have 50% more. You shouldn't name something infinite stamina if it's not going to be infinite stamina. Yeah. Other than that, the game was fantastic.
There was a lot of pals with it.
There's DLC coming out literally in 2 days.
The map was really a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
I didn't like the base building mechanic because it was really janky and wonky.
It was a little bit limiting for building bases.
I did like how you had to be in the circle and they gave you all square stuff, and squares don't fit in circles easily. But I like the fact of how customizable it was too. Like, I found in the settings, like, you could increase the number of pals that spawn, which made farming, like, legendary weapon schematics easier. Or, like, farming resources easier. You could increase the damage, increase the speed of the time of day. Like, the game's completely customizable. You can play any which way you want.
There was a lot of mount options, which you don't see in a lot of games.
A lot of, like, mounts that were good early game, and other games usually phase off once you get a flying mount. No, there were some situations where using your rideable ground mount was better than using your flying mount.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that the type chart matched up with Pokemon nicely.
Oh, you know what I really liked was how you could increase the number of things you were fighting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
that got to be fun.
Yeah, so like you could fight 3 legendary pals at once, and it got really chaotic.
Especially when there was like a group of 3 typically, and then multiply that by 3.
So like you could end up farming like an entire group. Like, gunpowder is a huge resource-laced game, and unless you have a gunpowder farm or a sulfur farm to make it. No, I just went to the desert and just farmed a bunch of toucans that looked like Xatu. And I just took my my meteor gun launcher that shots meteors.
Loading toucans.
Yeah. And I just shot them, and I ended up getting 30, 70, 100 something gunpowder per like group, which made grinding non-existent. I didn't even mind the grinding with that.
No, that wasn't bad. The storage chests I thought were a little bit limiting. You had to have a lot of chests themselves. There weren't spaces in the chests, to my opinion, because
because you had to get better storage chests. But once I got a system down and were able to build more storage chests, it was fine. The decoration options I didn't think I would like at first, but I really ended up enjoying that.
You really did, yeah. You made your base really cool, actually.
And I like the fact that that one salamander that looks like Salazzle, how she runs. Or like how there's an alien one that when they chop trees, the like limbs kind of go up and then down, and they do it kind of fast, and it's really funny to watch 3 of them synchronize at the same time and chop trees. Yeah, no, overall it was fun. You could go to any area you want and catch pals like 30 levels above you.
And there's breeding aspects.
There's breeding. Like, the game is literally better Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I'm already itching to go back and play another game, and that's probably going to be a channel thing eventually because it's just a fun game. Pokemon Scarlet, don't waste your time on it.
It's a Pokemon game.
It's a Nintendo Switch Pokemon game, and everyone knows Nintendo Switch Pokemon games suck. BDSP sucked. Scarlet and Violet sucks.
Well, that one was
Sword
glitchy.
and Shield sucked.
This one was glitchy to the point.
It was glitchy. Frame drops. The DLC was overpriced. They did an event for a shiny Meloetta, which was the first time it was distributed. Now, I have a living Dex.
You have a disgusting living.
I
Dex.
took the time to gather every Pokemon from all 9 gens right now and organize them by number from 1 to whatever we're up to now, like 1,200 something. Forms, genders, everything. Well,
You shiny hunt.
Well, because that living Dex wasn't caught in Scarlet and Violet, it didn't count in Home's Pokédex, so I wasn't able to receive my shiny Meloetta, even though I have every Pokemon out there. So, like, that was kind of the final nail in the coffin. Like, what's the point of me preserving older Pokemon
Yeah.
if it's not going to matter for events and stuff?
And that was going on while you were playing Pal World.
Yeah.
So looking back and forth between the two games, it really kind of...
It shows that Pal World's label a love, and Pokemon's just a gigantic cash grab because they're #1 in the industry, and while the recent lawsuit proves that too.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time on it. Play older Pokemon games. Gen 7 and below play. I would recommend.
Even when I was playing Scarlet, I noticed that oh god.
Poppin'.
The groups of Pokemon, it's like this spawns and then that spawns, and they're not mixed well.
They pop in and out, terrain pops in and out. The graphics look like they come straight out of a GameCube/N64 game.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. No.
Music's non-existent, except for the legendary theme. If I have to give credit, the Ruin Trio, the quartet,
yeah,
the 4 Beads of Ruin Pokemon, that theme slaps. Super hard. I like the theme.
Pal World had good music too, though.
Yeah, but like I will give it, and as a former competitive battler too, that's another nail in the coffin because I find Gen 9's competitive Pokemon just not fun because you're running the same 3 to 4 staples. Otherwise, you just get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So not my thing. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
On to the next one. Stray. I started this when it came out. I need to finish it. It's a cat game. I need to platinum it because I did finish the game, but I do need to finish it.
Right.
I love the game.
It's cute.
You play as a
It's
cat.
yeah.
You play as a cat. You go through puzzles. It's fun. Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't played enough of it yet, but from what I've played so far, I like it.
Yeah, you're gonna keep playing it.
I'm gonna keep playing it. I know a lot of people said it wasn't that great of a game, but I like it.
I think part of that, though, is some people are Harry Potter super fans. You are not a Harry Potter super fan.
The only thing I
you're
don't
still
like
playing it.
is the fact that there's like full trophies that you gotta go to the library map room
Okay.
full separate times.
Yeah.
And because you can't change your house that you're a part of, you have to literally play the game to
Over
opening
again.
full separate times.
Yeah.
So I don't typically like that. That would be something I will slowly do. I would probably like once a week once I get to that point.
Yeah.
Do
but
that.
that's platinum.
But that's a
play.
platinum thing. It's not hard. It's just tedious. So I'm not gonna let it knock the game. I've played up until I played up until getting to pick my house. So I'm in the Gryffindor house. I'm in the middle. I did a couple puzzles. I have to go to classes. I like what I see so far.
It seems like it's running pretty smooth.
Solid 60 FPS. The puzzles are a bit confusing, but I like that. Because I had one of the door puzzles almost complete. I was just missing the one thing.
But again, part of that is you're not a Harry Potter super fan.
Right, so I don't know
That
the
might
difference.
be stuff that other people would be like, oh, you're an idiot, you know?
Right. But as a non-Harry Potter fan, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the game with
Yeah.
a fresh set of eyes, and I like it.
Yeah.
I think the combat's
watch it.
really fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think just flicking a wand to kill enemies would be fun, but you have dodge rolls, you have spells.
Yeah.
There's a lot to the game that I've heard about it, and I will probably eventually it would replayed again.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
SpongeBob Cosmic Shake.
Oh, that's just such a silly, fun game.
Let's see. This would be like My Name is Mayo. I wouldn't necessarily play it again.
But there's no reason not to.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. I would play SpongeBob again. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about it, it was such a buggy frickin' mess.
But you get costumes.
It was extremely buggy. And I don't honestly think I would play it again. I have to platinum it still.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I think Battle for Bikini Bottom's better.
I didn't do that one.
That's just me. Pokemon Outlaws was recommended to me by my thumbnail artists who owe me.
Yep.
And I would 100% recommend playing that. It's a great mystery dungeon ROM hack. It's my first dive into a mystery dungeon ROM hack, because I didn't even know those things were... But I didn't know it was a thing.
I thought you knew it was a thing. Okay.
And as everyone knows, I'm a huge mystery dungeon fan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, it's mystery dungeon. It has a good story. It's a bit grindy in the beginning, but overall it was fun, and I got more stuff to play with it.
What was that? Was that 1 day? 2 days?
One. It was one stream.
It was one stream?
2-3 hours? Something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would play it again. 100%.
Yeah, it's not a month-long game, so yeah.
Link to the Past randomizer.
So much fun.
Played it, didn't like it, I didn't even finish it. I used to love A Link to the Past, but replaying it, especially on a randomizer,
yeah.
I did not remember.
Yeah.
No, I did not remember how extremely just janky it is. Like, I understand why Link to the Past was revolutionary for the time, but going back and playing it, it's a hard sell nowadays. Like, I still think the game is fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I didn't finish because I'm up to the point where I could go beat Ganon. But no, I wouldn't recommend playing A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
A Link Between Worlds is A Link to the Past for the 3DS, but it's better. So.
I think everything on the 3DS is better.
No, well, because it's an open world. You can do dungeons out of order. You can do anything you want out of order because
I don't like that for myself.
You can rent your items and do things however you want.
Yeah.
Like I find A Link to the Past very, very archaic.
Shut up.
It's very, very archaic for 2024, and again, A Link Between Worlds would be better to play.
With it.
It was very, very frustrating.
You thought you knew the game better than you did, and then when stuff wasn't popping up, it was really frustrating.
It wasn't even, that wasn't even the frustrating part. It was the amount of times you died.
I expect that when I game.
But, I don't remember as a kid A Link to the Past being that hard. I don't remember it. I like the game, but again, there's a better alternative to it now, which is, in my opinion, better to play. That, and I thought I would like the music in it. The music, in my opinion, classic. There's better Zelda games with better themes.
I don't know.
That's just my opinion. Super Mystery Dungeon! Again, would play it.
Yep.
Would 100% play it again. I like Mystery Dungeon games. I'm replaying Super Mystery Dungeon game with a different set of starters than I usually do. Because I usually pick the electric types for Pikachu, Shinx, and, whatnot, because they get the move Discharge, which is a room clearer.
Right, yeah.
It makes the later games easier. Well, I played recently with a Riolu. And that was super unique. Fighting types are not good early on, and they don't get many room clearing moves. I had to strategically think about setup and movement and everything, and it really opened my eyes to playing it a different way.
It really is a different way, yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It's Mystery Dungeon. I enjoyed my time with the game. Pokemon Uranium was the first series that kickstarted me coming back to YouTube after I got my microphone. And I've played Uranium for many years. I enjoyed it. I ended up finding 2 shinies in my playthrough of it.
Yep.
We shiny hunted the starter, which was a guarantee, and we ended up getting a female one.
That did not take as long as I thought it would either.
It took less than an hour to get it, and it was a female one, and Yoshi was the name that we named it because it looked like Yoshi, and the amount of times that Achilles just carried me through that game.
Yeah.
And that was my first time playing with Achilles, because I usually picked Metalinks, the grass type starter, because it just has better typing.
Yeah.
And it's just, you
made it through with that one.
It's a metal saber-toothed tiger. How could you not like that? And they recently patched the game and they added new content. So, like, the after game stuff is coming to the game and they're continuing to update it even so many years removed. Nice. It's been almost 10 years since the game was released.
Wow.
And Nintendo has tried shutting it down so many times, and it just keeps reviving itself.
Good. It's
great,
fun. Great
story, great Pokemon and Fakemon designs, amazing music. Everyone had a lot of fun with it. We still got stuff to do on it.
The one complaint I had was that one thing kept hitting the same way. Oh, what move was it? We almost thought it was like broken.
Oh, beat up.
There you go.
Yeah, so what beat up does for people that aren't Pokemon nerds like me is the more Pokemon you have in your party, the more times beat up will hit, and the more times it hits will increase the base power of it. So if you have a team of 6 Pokemon, beat up does 60 damage. Well, we have basically what is an Emo Sheep.
Yeah.
It's Emo Mareep, and it has the ability Moxie, which after each KO raises your attack by 1 stage. Right. And it gets same type attack bonus because it's a dark type. So beat up carried us through most of the game until it got foul play.
Yeah.
I think we finally got rid of beat up after it got foul play.
Yeah, I think it was. Because it just kept hitting for the same every time.
And it did so much damage, and then you got the Moxie boost, and the only reason we got rid of it was because late game it just was not, 60 powers was just not strong enough.
It was a cool sheep though.
You had better options, and we ended up finding another shiny just randomly.
Yep.
And so we had a team of 7 different Pokemon.
Yeah.
So we would swap team members in and out depending on the situation. And again, it's a good game, and I will continue to replay it until it's no longer found on the internet and all copies of the game on laptops are destroyed. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Okay, I had never seen any Assassin's Creed before this. This was fun to watch. I really like this one. I would play this one.
I finished it. I didn't mind it.
I would play it. For not having any interest in Assassin's Creed,
I would play it. Here's the caveat to it.
You've played the others.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. Don't waste your time with Mirage.
That's fine, but it got me interested in the whole series.
Here's the thing with Assassin's Creed Mirage, and this is coming from an Assassin's Creed fan. It was supposed to be a DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it shows, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel that it's not a full game. It's a DLC that was stretched into a full game for 25 hours. The game's not bad.
Like I said, it got me interested to look at Assassin's Creed. Before, I thought it was just like a thing.
Right.
Know?
The problem with it is like with older Assassin's Creed games, you have like Ezio's a badass character, and his trilogy of games were cool. And that's what people like me like. Other people like Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla, they like the RPG aspects, and they like the humongous open world and the 1001 things like Valhalla has to do. Mirage tries to combine new and old Assassin's Creed, and it falls flat on both ends. It doesn't have a big enough open world to warrant the people like Valhalla and got into Assassin's Creed because of that, but it doesn't feel like older Assassin's Creed games, and it doesn't have that character. Bassam, interesting enough character, doesn't hold a crown to characters like Ezio.
Yeah.
Connor from what was it? Revelations. Assassin's Creed 1 and 3's character, I forget their names. Like they don't hold
Yeah.
a candle to the old G, and they don't hold a candle to the new. And the game felt incredibly janky. The parkour didn't feel as silky smooth as it used to.
Okay.
It's a good game, but I wouldn't waste your time on it. There's so many other Assassin's Creed games to pick from.
Now I know.
And because it's a newer Ubisoft game, and we all know Ubisoft's on fire right now, I wouldn't waste your time on Mirage. Go play another Assassin's Creed game. There's so many you can choose from.
I will.
Dark Cloud 1 and 2. 100% will play both of these games again. I've been playing them since the PS2.
Makes sense, yeah.
You've never played Dark Cloud.
I did not. Nope. Never even heard of it before. Nope.
And, like, she was sucked directly into Dark Cloud.
Right into it.
Like, completely, you were like, you can do that? Well, the combat's simple. Wait, that theme is really cool.
The music is so good on some of these games.
And then you seen the serpent sword, and you're like, that's a badass looking sword.
It's good. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's simple.
You like the character. You like
it,
the character designs. You like Dark Cloud 2's how it increased and changed a lot of like the combat around and made things more fluid and better.
Just I don't know. I can't even say what it is. It's just I really liked it.
It's a classic roguelike RPG, and it harkens back to what I grew up with in the early 2000s. It scratches that RPG itch that newer ones, because newer RPGs, they have to bake in so much stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the systems are either boring or it gets so overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. I get overwhelmed a lot by the newer stuff.
But this game, it's simple to understand. The weapon branching is a little confusing, but there's so many guides for it now. If you go in blind, you can figure it out pretty easily.
After about the first day of watching, I understood what was going on.
Even if you can't get, like, the Chronicle sword is the best sword in the game. Even if you can't get that, there's like 3 or 4 other branching paths that will get you ultimate weapons that won't be as strong, but will be strong enough to where you can finish the game with anything. Same goes for anyone else's weapon. And then I showed you the broken dagger glitch, and you're like, that's cool. That's a cool glitch for people that have already played the game.
Yeah.
And want to go back and replay, but they don't want to grind out everything.
Grindy, yeah.
So, would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. I've been trying to finish this game since 2021. I did the first 2. I like Spyro. I just haven't platinumed it. Again, much like a lot of the other games from 2020 to like 2023. A lot between the last like 3 years has happened in my life, and gaming took a huge hiatus for a lot of it. So like that's a game I have to finish and will be finishing because I just like Spyro.
Spyro's a great character.
It's Spyro. It just looks so much prettier now.
Yeah,
and,
it really does.
Paradise Island. I have to finish the series. It's taken a hiatus because of the holiday, but come next year, and it's disgusting to think about that, but come next year, we'll be going in from what we've done already with it. It's fun. It's laid back. It's Minecraft. You can't go wrong with it. Spirit of the North. I have to finish it. I started the game last week, and I love it. You're a fox, and you're just doing puzzles, and you're running around with puzzles, and it's such a fun game.
It's gotta be. Other people, no, it's,
Yeah, you've seen game. Oh, excuse me. You've seen gameplay of it, so it's just a fun, laid-back, kick-back game. I would highly.
I like games that you play as something else sometimes. I don't want to just be the hero person.
It breaks away from conventions of you're human in a rundown post-apocalyptic world, or you're like taking a special date in history, or you're like this powerful RPG character. You're just a fox that happens to get spirit powers. You
doing fox stuff.
You just happen to enter the spirit world, and now you gotta leave it. And you help dead shamans along the way, and you solve puzzles with your spirit abilities. It's such a simple concept, and oh my god, the music is so breathtaking.
Yeah. I think I'm going to play that one too, actually.
It's such a good game, and I would highly recommend. It's super cheap for what it's worth. It's like
And it's pretty.
10 to 15, 20 bucks. And oh my God.
It's really pretty.
Don't even get me started on the graphics.
Yeah.
The graphics, while being so simple, they harken back to a nice stylistic PS3 style.
Yeah.
It's a cleaner, it's like what you would get if you emulate PS3 games, you up-res textures, and it looks so pretty.
It does, yeah.
And it scratches that kind of retro itch in my brain while looking modern and crisp. And I've had no frame drops on it. Mm-hmm. Music is great.
Yeah.
The controls are kind of janky. But as an indie game, I expect a lot of indie games are kind of janky with controls because, well, they don't have a AAA budget.
Yeah.
But, like, when you get past that, it's a good game.
It's good, yeah.
I would replay it again. Ocarina of Time Randomizer. This one is immediately would replay again. It's Ocarina of Time. But there was a twist. This is the PC port of Ocarina of Time.
Right. So there were things you didn't know.
So there was a lot of surprises with this, and the randomizer aspect of it really tested my knowledge of the game and really showed how some things in the game you just never interact with on a normal playthrough.
It was exciting. We know Ocarina of Time. We know it's.
I know Ocarina of Time like the back of my hand.
But to watch you get excited over things that you didn't know were going to happen with this randomizer, it was really fun.
Not to mention, like, the hidden grottos. Some of those hidden grottos, like the one right before the Lost Wood in Kokiri Forest, you never, ever in Ocarina interact with that, because usually I think it just gives you, like, 50 rubies.
Right. Yep.
You never interact with that, the grotto in the Lost Wood. The two grottos in the Lost Woods.
Yeah.
Like, you never interact with that.
Yep.
And, like, to have some of the important items locked into locations like that, and like I got lost in Ocarina and I felt like a kid again. Getting lost in a game that I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm not gonna spoil it because I have go watch the series, so I have a show on it. Like they added an Easter egg that when it happened, I'm like, whoa, what is this? And I didn't know if it was in the base game or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to find out, it's a Shep of Volcanian Easter egg, but like they added stuff to the game that I didn't know about, so it's surprising. Not to mention that I was able to add a texture pack to make it look like the 3DS version of Ocarina while still keeping that N64 like blood and the darkness and the textures of it. And I was able to get the render 96 versions of Link Ganon and Zelda's models, so they look crisp and clean. They look like the concept art. The entire world looked like the concept art. So now you get the best of both worlds. You have like the 3DS controls where the iron boots could be equipped as an item. You don't have to pause. You have extra D-pad buttons that you can add to gyro aim. But you can play the N64 version, have the game have the blood and the darkness and the atmosphere of the N64 while looking as beautiful as the 3DS version and having the control scheme of the 3DS version.
The audio was really good on this too.
And the clean, crisp audio, and the game ran flawlessly. 60 FPS. I very rarely dip below 50 on that. And that, I think the only time we did that was in the Haunted Wasteland when you first entered it because of the sandstorm and everything. And plus, too, I was recording, I was live streaming, and I playing on a laptop. So
no, it was really smooth. Graphics, audio, everything.
No crashes. The randomizer gives you a tracker, which is nice.
That was really nice. Yeah.
And not a piece of paper, not like a text file. It gave you an actual like in the program where everything's located if you needed to look something up, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So many customization options on it. I turned on enemy randomizer too. So it was items were randomized and enemies were randomized. Size, So like you would have like the All-Wing, which was a test for like Vivagia's pathway, would spawn in and start shooting lasers, and even like with a double defense, it cut your health in half so quickly.
No, that was really good. I like that one.
Different size enemies and randomly located enemies like Doc Nuts and like the Deku Tree was fun. It's just a fun randomizer. And I'm so glad that the community has figured stuff like this out because it makes playing old games.
I didn't think I would like the whole randomizer thing.
I
I like my old games. I like knowing that I can do this. I like...
But it made you want to do
security.
it made you want to do a randomizer
Yeah.
because it makes the game feel fresh.
It does. Yeah.
It made me look like I didn't know what I was talking about, but at the same time,
That part was funny for the rest of us.
but at the same time, it's like it's a fresh experience. Like usually when I play Ocarina, I get like halfway through it nowadays, the base vanilla game, and I put it down because I have had my fill of Ocarina.
Yeah. Well, that falls into too. You like exploring. And this makes it so you can explore the old games again.
Not to mention, the randomizer settings have like dual randomizers.
Yeah.
And like you can randomize chess. You can make it an insanity randomizer to where the seed may not even be beatable.
Right, yeah.
You can the customization on this PC poll. If you want to play Ocarina of Time again, download the Ship of Arcanian version. That is the definitive way to play Ocarina. Not the 3DS version, not the Virtual Console version, not the N64 version. Nothing holds akin to the customization aspects of the PC poll. And that is how I will be playing Ocarina of Time from now on.
Yeah.
And that's how Majora's Mask has a PC poll of Ship of
I'm
Arcanian.
still waiting for that.
That should be coming at some point, because I did say I would be doing that.
I'm putting that on your list.
I don't know if the Ship of Arcanian has a randomizer built into the Majora's Mask port yet. I have to look into it, because I know that's the newest.
Yeah.
The Ocarina of Time one's been out since 2020, so
Yeah.
Ship of Arcanian for Majora's Mask is still new. But it gave Ocarina a fresh coat of paint, and I absolutely adored it, and I would go back and do another live stream of
Easily.
it.
Yeah.
Pokemon Insurgents, I have to finish. It's been fun for what it is. I forgot how fun the game is.
It's good. I like it. I like Uranium better, to be honest.
The Delta species feel cool. Like, Uranium has better music, and obviously Insurgents, I think, is older than Uranium anyways.
Yeah.
So it feels, I'm not sure which one came first, but they're different games.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a really long game, so it's gonna be around. By that point, I was burnt out of Pokemon, because when you do a lot of
That's okay, because then you got to go and play some of these other ones.
Yeah, well, like when you go and you do a lot of Pokemon, you've been playing Pokemon for over 20 years now. Like Pokemon is, let's see, it was 96, so yeah.
Yeah, almost 30 years.
Yeah, almost 30 years old. It's as old as I am, but we're going off US. Like, I'm older than Pokemon in the US by 2 years. But it's only a couple months older than me, so I've been playing Pokemon literally my entire life.
Yeah, I was a teen when I came into Pokemon.
You get burnt out from Pokemon, and even with fan games, it feels the same. You're doing the same things.
Yeah.
So, I like Insurgents. I really like Insurgents. I have to finish it though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
My Minecraft live streams obviously would continue to play the game. I would say I would put this under games I started.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, too, I should put Asgard under games I started as well. We're swapping that too.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be ever going with the live streams, and these two are kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
They're live streams.
Yeah.
So I'm always gonna be changing Asgard around.
There's always something. You're always thinking of something.
It's always a chilled, laid back.
Yeah.
Thing to stream when I don't feel like streaming something more taxing on the brain. And like everyone has adored like just how huge the map is, and not a lot of my subscribers, they have never seen someone keep a map for that long. And like a lot of people, whoa, how'd you get all that stuff on your armor? Or like, I have an illegal item room that I'm going to be doing something with.
What I like right now, it's funny you mentioned the armor. I like that you have the god armor, so you don't have to worry about things killing you. It's so laid back that way.
And like everything, you can tell how old the map is by like some structures. You can tell, okay, that's a really old style of building. or like my armor, you can tell, okay, yeah, no, this map has been updated.
Yeah.
And like I've shown off the old versions of some of the backups I had, and you can see how it's changed over the years. And you see the map wall constantly updating, and the map wall is actually going to get another row and become bigger.
Yay! I like the map.
And like people have seen changes, and people have given ideas, and it's a huge community project at this point.
Yeah,
it
really
started
is.
out as something personal. That map has been through 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
I was
You
18.
changed that much.
I was 18 when I started playing on
Yeah.
1.8. 18. I'm 28 now.
Yep.
So it's been through the highs, it's been through the lows of my life. I've spent months playing it. I've gone years without touching it. Like it's gonna be a forever map.
Yeah.
I probably won't update it past 1.20.1 because I don't find the newer features of Minecraft like something I need.
Right, yeah. Well, you're playing this basically vanilla.
Yeah, with added mods to help with stuff, but
yeah.
And like I don't think I need to update it further. I think 1.20.1 is a comfortable spot to where I have enough in it. Unless some update adds something that would revolutionize stuff around my town. No need to update it. The Pale Garden update, it adds a white type of wood. I myself as builder cannot think of any scenario where white wood would fit into my medieval style town.
No, not really. Dark oak.
Yeah, and like I have lore for the town. It has a humongous backstory to it. It's just, it's a forever map.
Yep.
And it will continue to be a forever map. Now the final game, and I saved the best for last. Squirrel with a gun.
Oh my gosh.
Would play this again. Jesus Christ.
Okay, start with, didn't think it was going to be anything.
I seen the game. It was like $12. It's usually like 25, 30. I seen it on sale. It was one of those Black Friday deals where it's like, they give a squirrel a gun? What the hell is this game about? And I sat there for a little bit and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy it.
It was before Black Friday.
Okay. I can't remember if it was during or before.
Yeah, it was before. You were just about done with it by Thanksgiving.
Okay. Like, I thought, okay, this is gonna be, look, it's an animal. It's a tiny rodent with a gun. I thought I would play for a couple minutes and be like, okay, well,
what could you do with a squirrel with a gun? Well, it turns out a lot.
The music.
It's not just one gun. There are many options.
Jesus Christ. Look up the soundtrack to this game. It's batshit insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It is multiple areas. You get so many different feels.
You get a car. You get, let's see, a pistol, a shotgun, a revolver, which is my favorite.
Yes, I know.
A grenade launcher, a rocket launcher.
Yep. You could ride the drone, you could ride the car, you could ride the boat.
Yep. And your whole object is to collect golden acorns, which is the collectible of this game.
Yep.
And you go through this town harassing the ever-living shit out of the townsfolk.
And there's bad guys after you.
And there's the government is after this squirrel because he took the golden acorn and they want it back. And the whole premise of the story is just batshit.
There's costumes.
Oh my god, yeah. I end up dressing up as a mobster, and I will 100%, I'm gonna flash up on screen right now the screenshot of what my character looked like at the end. And I ended up going with that with the revolver because it fits like the 1930s mob mentality. But like you have a dress and he'll do like a little ballet type thing, run, and like you had a bomb suit. It was you were slower, but you were explosion proof.
Yep. And pretty much fall proof at that point.
And like you had a sparkler hat which you could blow stuff up and set things on fire with it. And like the puzzles was just creative and fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Now, with that being said, the game was super fun and I adored it. It's a problem I have with it. It's janky.
It is.
Very janky. Extremely janky. Beyond jank.
Not unplayable.
Not unplayable, but the controls did not feel tight in the slightest. I slipped off of stuff way more often than I wanted to. It just, the controls were not tight in the slightest.
We're not platformy people, though.
Even beyond that, the platforming required too tight of a control.
Yeah.
For the floatiness, and you were basically on ice most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah.
And one of my other major complaints, because again, I'm a trophy hunter, one of the trophies require you to hit all the end credits names.
That was the only frustrating thing.
But here's the thing, if you ended up missing one, you had to redo the final boss fight.
Yeah.
And then if you happened to miss one halfway through, you had to redo that entire thing, and it took me an hour of doing that.
Yeah, that was the worst part of the whole thing.
Not to mention the boss fights, they give you no indication of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, but...
And the bosses could mow down your health and you could die in like 45 seconds. Once you knew what you were doing, the boss was simple.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that they didn't give good tells for the game.
Yeah.
For the what you're supposed to be doing, what you can and can't do.
Yeah, you really had to look for the glowy things or whatever.
Like with you fight a mom and a dad, and that are their names, mother and father.
Yeah.
And with the father fight, he hides inside of a tank. And what they want you to do is they want you to blow out the wheels and then hop up and shoot father. Well, what they don't tell you is you can just take your Uzi, propel yourself up on top of the tank, go right above where he is on the hatch, fire down onto him, and that would trigger the next phase without having to shoot the tires out.
Right.
Making the boss fight a lot easier. I felt like a super genius when I figured that out.
Yeah. I don't know if that was intended or...
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But, like, it's the jank is what really killed the experience for me. And, like, some of the later platforming stages, like that one with a rocket launcher where you had to propel yourself way up to get a golden acorn.
Yeah.
And you had one shot to do it, otherwise you fell straight down and you had to climb.
Yeah, you did have to reload your weapons. So you had to watch
too
that.
much.
I mean, the 6-shooter only had 6 shots, and then
they gave you enough recharge stations around the map, and they gave you other stuff you could carry with you to recharge.
Yeah.
But I felt the enemies were really bullet sponges too. Like if I shot a dude in the face point blank with a shotgun, you should be dead.
Yeah, probably.
You shouldn't be able to take what was it, 5 shotgun blasts to the face.
But I wonder, you didn't use a lot of the finishing moves. Once you figured out the finishing moves, that did make things a little bit easier.
The one finishing move I did like, and that's going up on screen right now too, is where like when he throws his hands, he starts screaming, he jumps up on the face and he starts scratching the dude, and then he does a backflip and superhero land.
Rabid squirrel, yeah.
Oh, like we're gonna throw up on screen too, the revolver finisher.
Yeah.
Where he just spins the revolver all around him and then bang, 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 bang. So, this is my tier list of all the games I've played this year, and if you don't agree with the 3 games I threw down and don't waste your time on, fair point. Your list might be different than mine.
Everybody's gonna have different opinions.
But this is my list, this is my opinion on what I've played this year. If you guys have differing opinions of if I should have put something somewhere else, comment down below.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would love to hear everyone else's opinion on these games.
Tell us what we missed.
Yeah, so, like, 2025 is coming up, and it's going to be another great year of games, and I'll probably do this again next year, too.
Anything anybody wants to recommend as well.
Throw down below. I was recommended Cat Quest and fell in love with it. Squirrel with a Gun was something I just picked off of a whim.
Yeah.
Goat Simulator was recommended a few times, too.
Yep.
Disney Dreamlight Valley was Tunic. Hogwarts Legacy was also recommended by a lot of the community. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't really have anything else. If you want to add anything else.
No, I think we'll just watch and see what goes on sale next.
Well,
unless we get recommendations.
It's another great year of gaming, and going forward, I hope great games come out in 2025.
Yeah.
Well, I've been Umber on Moonlight. I hope you all have a good day, and a great holiday too. And look out, I have one more video coming out before the end of the year.
So exciting.
Subscribe if you haven't, though. So close to 500. I want to hit 500 by the end of the year. I still believe we can do it.
What are we, 82 off? I think, yeah.
Something like that. I know I can do it if people subscribe.
Yeah.
But you don't have to if you don't want to. I have lots of other content on the channel if this isn't your cup of tea.
Well, I don't know. You've got serious stuff. You've got goofy stuff with me. I mean,
It's all over the
it's all
place.
over. Yeah.
Anyways, I hope you all have a good night.